investigation and hinder them from identifying additional victims. Farias was booked on suspicion of battery and released from jail. Margaret Carrero, KNX News, 97.1 FM. We have a picture of Farias on our website, knxnews.com.
A Los Angeles Superior Court judge stopped short of ordering the L.A. Sheriff's Department to cooperate with the State Attorney General in its controversial corruption investigation.
We will be assuming jurisdiction over this investigation.
That's a lawyer from the California Attorney General's office asking the judge to order the L.A. County Sheriff's Department to hand over all evidence seized via search warrants. The judge said no, said ask the department first, and if they don't do it, then he'll consider making an order. And on the Sheriff's Department's claims that the County of Los Angeles fired his independent lawyer and has left him without counsel, that lawyer was in court, said news to him.
I have not been fired in any way. I have tried to defend the Sheriff's Department.
Also noteworthy in this hearing, attorneys for Supervisor Sheila Kuehl asked the judge for an order requiring the LA County Sheriff's Department to return all seized computers and phones. The judge said no. The criminal courthouse downtown LA, Greg Figure, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
6:20, let's check your money with Larry Tomsky.
Interest rate worries continue to keep investors on edge. Today, after the Fed raised rates by 0.75% and hinted at more of the same to come. Dow Industrial slumped 107, the S&P 500 dropped 32, and the Nasdaq fell 153. Unemployment lines got a little longer last week, but not enough to indicate that rising rates are having an effect. The government says first-time jobless claims rose by 5,000, but remain close to their May low. Boeing is taking another step toward putting its 737 MAX safety issues behind it. It would pay $200 million to settle SEC allegations that it failed to properly make investors aware of the problem. Tesla is recalling more than 1 million vehicles to fix the power windows. They may close too fast and could pinch driver or passengers. The problem will be fixed via an over-the-air software update. We check your money at 20 and 50 after every hour. I'm Bloomberg's Larry Kosky from the California Deluxe Windows Money Desk, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
A surf park planned for La Quinta has been shot down. Details in 2 minutes at 6:21.
Saves lives. We witnessed that firsthand with Odyssey's I'm Listening to Our Mental Health special. So many well-known artists, athletes, mental health professionals, and you shared invaluable insight, hope, and compassion. If you missed I'm Listening or want to hear it again, it's on the Odyssey app and Odyssey.com now. Please remember, it's okay to not be okay. And you are not alone. Hear I'm Listening now on the Odyssey app.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees since 5 COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/news, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/news. That's getrefunds.com/news.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio station. Coverage of your favorite teams. Live news from your hometown. And millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news. And add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to. So get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
Toyota of Ventura, where the 210 and 57 freeways meet and the customer service can't be beat.
Hitting the roads again in about 90 seconds, including a crash on the 5 in Anaheim at 6:23.
There will be no surfing in the desert. A unanimous vote by the La Quinta City Council has stopped plans for the 386-acre Coral Mountain Resort and Surf Park. The developer said it would use about 26 million gallons of water, much less than many of the golf courses in the Coachella Valley that use 1 million gallons a day. La Quinta Mayor Linda Evans thinks it's a cool idea, just not the right location. Many local residents spoke out against the project.
Especially when the residents of La Quinta are currently being fined by CDWD every month for not cutting water use by 10%. What kind of message are you sending to the residents of La Quinta if you approve a surf park that will use 60 million gallons or more of the Colorado River water annually?
While the fight over water use in the Coachella Valley is not over, Riverside County's approved the Thermal Beach Club, a 20-acre surf lagoon. Construction is underway in Rancho Mirage for Disney's Catino development, which features a 24-acre lagoon, and 2 other wave pools are being considered in Palm Desert and Palm Springs.
NASA is about to attack a small asteroid millions of miles away. A spacecraft named DART will zero in on the asteroid on Monday, attempting to slam into it head-on at 14,000 miles an hour. Scientists believe the impact will be enough to redirect it into a different orbit. NASA's Lindley Johnson says it's an exciting prospect.
We have not only the knowledge of the hazard posed by these asteroids and comets that are left over from the formation of the solar system, but also have the technology that we could deflect one from a course inbound to impact the Earth.
Now, this asteroid is not on track to head toward Earth, so this is just a practice attack for when a defensive move is needed. LA school district campuses will have Narcan on hand to prevent opioid overdoses. Details at some of the hours, 6:25.
Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5, sponsored by Goal Zero. Here's Brian Douglas.
All right, 2 issues for the 5 here in Orange County. Southbound side of Brookhurst here in Anaheim, a crash just clearing right now out of lane. So South 5 from the 91, you do have some slowing. Now up ahead, you go through the crush. You've got slowing here. We've got another crash for the 5 South, and this will be in the carpool lane. South 5 right at the 55. It looks like maybe some of those drivers might be out of their cars. Northbound side, you're in your car and you're just sitting there because you're crawling along from before Culver Drive all the way up to Anaheim into Ball Road, that 57. One of the more difficult drives still from Nutwood Chapman all the way up to the 60 freeway. It is going to be a tough drive for you. That 5 end of the East LA interchange, tough as well. Southbound towards 605, even northbound side, we've got slowing on and off through the Carson or Commerce area from Slauson all the way up into the East LA interchange. 405 still tough up and over the hill. Your backup, your slowdown, I should say, starts at Howard Hughes. And southbound side slowdown starts right at Santa Monica Boulevard. In our Ventura Freeway, still looking slow for you out of Calabasas as you make your way up the hill. That's where you see those brake lights. In the valley, you're going to stay slow eastbound over to the 101. The 134, that part of the Ventura Freeway from Buena Vista, you're going to stay slow westbound out through to about Balboa. This September, make sure your emergency plan includes clean, affordable solar power from Goal Zero. Goal Zero generators and home backup systems can power your fridge, freezer, lights, Wi-Fi, TV, and more. Learn more at goalzero.com. Next report, 6:35 from the ToyotaGlendora.com Traffic Center. KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Right now on the Miracle Mile, 75.
COVID cases trending down in LA County, but is on the rise in other areas. More in 3 minutes. It's 6:27.
Puente Hills Hyundai is celebrating the grand opening of their new remodel dealership with these great savings. Rates as low as 3.29% APR for 48 months on Tucson, Kona, Sonatas, and Santa Fe's. And more savings on most makes and models. Come check out our new and improved showroom and see how much you can save. Shop for back to school or end of summer savings. We have it all. Plus, at Puente Hills Hyundai, you always drive home with peace of mind. With America's best warranty, with a 10-year, 100,000 powertrain limited warranty, and the Hyundai Assurance Program. Shop online and anytime at phhyundai.com or visit us at Puente Hills Hyundai, just off the 60 freeway at the Azusa exit, centrally located to all of LA and Orange County. At Puente Hills Hyundai, we treat you like family. 3.29% APR finance for 48 months at $22 for 1,000 finance through Hyundai Motor Finance. To all qualified buyers, not all buyers will qualify. Down payment will vary based upon APR, subject to HMF credit approval. Offer is 10/3/2022.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"? "You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa." "Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis."
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy.
or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We sold our home.
And bought a new home through Tammy Jerome.
Tammy's amazing. She's the best.
We found Tammy on TammyJerome.com, and we're glad we did. That's Tammy Jerome with a J.
Coldwell Banker License 00616212.
Attention! This is a special alert for all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an overpriced auto warranty or no warranty coverage at all. Due to the increase of new and used car prices, repair costs, and the price of gas, people are keeping their cars longer than ever, which is why CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on covered auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can save thousands for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. You could save thousands on future auto repairs. Our specialists are standing by for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-471-7490. Vehicle protection plan pricing is at an all-time low. Plus, drivers who purchase this coverage today will receive rental car options, free roadside assistance, and free towing. Call 800-471-7490 now for your free quick quote. That's 800-471-7490. What do you have to lose? Call 800-471-7490. Again, 800-471-7490.
Charging a cell phone can be like getting a booster shot. A booster is given to enhance or restore protection after a primary series vaccination, which wanes over time. Schedule an appointment when you are eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
This is KNX News 97.1 FM, Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station. Good evening, I'm Brian Ping.
And I'm Karen Adams. Our top local story at 6:30. In response to multiple drug overdoses among students, the LA Unified School District will soon have Narcan at every school.
In addition to having doses of Narcan at school campuses for students who may experience an overdose from ingesting fentanyl in any form, Superintendent Alberto Carvalho says every one of their police officers will carry doses.
The way Narcan works is by acting as an effective blocker of the effects of the opioid.
He acknowledges that this alone is not enough.
Not only do we want to effectively respond to this crisis as an incident occurs, but we actually want prevention.
The school district will also be implementing a safety task force and peer-to-peer counseling. The response follows the overdose death of a 15-year-old Bernstein High School student last week after taking a pill laced with fentanyl. According to police, several other teens have overdosed in the past month but survived. Margaret Carrero, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Just as the masks are coming off in LA County, there's an early sign COVID is on the rise in some places.
Friday, the county masking guidelines dropped from strongly recommended to personal preference. Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer said during a news briefing, official COVID case counts are down.
But the wastewater data is showing plateauing, or even in one community, an increasing of the viral concentration levels. This likely reflects the growing number of people using home tests, the results of which are not included in our case counts.
Ferrer said the rise in COVID is in the Lancaster wastewater.
The fact that we're no longer seeing decreases in wastewater data is a reminder that transmission remains substantial across the county.
Ferrer is urging people who are elderly or high risk for severe COVID to keep their masks on in public and, of course, get that Omicron booster. Emily Valdez, KNX News 97.1 FM.
And now that LA County is relaxing its COVID mask rules, some are wondering whether the old rules will ever return. Thanks in large part to vaccines and newly updated boosters, early indications are that we won't see a bad COVID winter on the level of the last 2 years. Dr. Nicole Ben-Groningen at Cedars-Sinai tells KNX more people are acknowledging that mandates are no longer necessary, at least for now.
I think in general there just really isn't an appetite for our government to be so prescriptive about when we can and can't wear masks, because I think that's just reflective of where our society is at, where our community is at, and the numbers that we're looking at, which we have to admit are looking really good.
But she says you can't be too careful.
This certainly isn't saying, oh, no one ever needs to wear a mask anymore, but it's really up to your own judgment. And there really, like I said, isn't that appetite for the government to be so prescriptive anymore.
Dr. Ben-Groningen says it's good news that we're now officially into fall with no major on the horizon.
More Americans are getting sexually transmitted diseases than since 1948.
Syphilis infections up 26% last year. Gonorrhea, HIV cases climbing as well.
Yeah, there's definitely a why here. We've seen a tremendous reduction in spending in prevention programming.
Elizabeth Finley is Director of Communications at the National Coalition of STD Directors.
And that means that your local health departments, your local clinics, they can't do outreach to the highest risk people. They can't do education.
As far as some experts know, this rise in STD cases, well, it seems to be a uniquely American problem. Charles Feldman, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Cops in Orange County say a man seen abusing a dog on secure video is behind bars.
People were outraged when they saw this doorbell video cam. It was from Anaheim. Showed a man attacking a black golden doodle. It was recorded September 15th, turned over to police, and they were about to make an arrest when they believe there was also pressure from social media, so much of it that it forced the suspect to surrender before they caught him. He's identified as Albert Frank Abad, Jr.
Early this morning at about 1:30, Mr. Abad turned himself into the Anaheim Police Department where he was booked. There's so many tangents to this case, really. A lot of activity by, what I would call keyboard investigators. They were misidentifying people, posting up addresses. Tensions were really, really high with this case.
Sergeant Shane Carringer, Anaheim Police Department, who tells KNX their suspect, Abad, he is booked on suspicion of felony and
specifics because it's part of the legal proceedings now. Anaheim police tell us the dog is in the care of Orange County Animal Control, and any exam results will not be made public anytime soon because the case is now in the hands of the district attorney's office. Now, a police spokesman did tell us that the dog was up and walking about when they got it. Zero tolerance is working in Southern California when it comes to illegal street racing. Details after traffic at 6:35.
Traffic a little together every 10 minutes on the 5s, and we get you over to Brian Douglas.
Still working a crash 5 south as you come up to the 55. I believe this is still in the carpool lane. A couple cars here. And your South 5 out of the crush is going to be slow because of that. We did have a crash South 5 at Brookhurst. HB says it's over to the right shoulder. Still a little slow as you come off that 91 freeway. 405, this is the west side of town. We've got a crash working here, and that's trying to clear to the right shoulder. Happened in the far right lane. 405 north at Wilshire. And that's just adding to the slow drive from Howard Hughes as you make your way northbound and make that trek into the San Fernando Valley. That 405 slow on the valley floor, of course, as you make your way up to Nordhoff Street. That's South 405. It's improving, but once you get to the 10, that's where your crawl begins all the way down to Howard Hughes. We talked about this last time around. The 10 Santa Monica Freeway, both directions are actually slow. We had a fire westbound at Overland. I believe that's out and no longer a factor. But that eastbound side's jammed from Centinela. Westbound's going to be slow from Hoover as you make your way over to the west side of town. 210 still a little slow to Pasadena over towards 605 out to Azusa Avenue. The 10 a little slow as well. It's really starting at the 710. Same thing for the 60, really starting right before the 710. You've got that slow drive as you make your way over to Rosemead Boulevard. 110 both directions, slow through downtown. Southbound, the slowing goes all the way to Manchester. Northbound, it's just kind of sluggish all the way from the 105 up towards about Stadium Way. Next report's at 6:45 from the Toyota of Glendora.com Traffic Center. KNX News 97.1 FM.
Uncomfortable conditions again tonight. Lows the 50s and 60s. We do begin a warm-up, ironically, for the first full day of fall, where we're going to have highs getting into the 80s and 90s, and then warmer as we head into the weekend. 90s for most of Southern California, if not triple digits around 100 to 101. Inglewood 75 right now. It's 84 degrees currently in San Dimas, and Anaheim has 79.
It's 6:37. Local law enforcement officers are ramping up the message that is zero tolerance for street racing and street takeovers is beginning to work, but additional laws and more emphasis on legal car sideshows are part of the equation as well.
A combined task force of the sheriff, local police, and CHP in the last few months have disrupted hundreds of street takeovers, made 336 arrests, and impounded 220 cars. L.A. Deputy DA Jonathan Hatami applauded those actions while at the same time criticizing the governor's signing of a law suspending the licenses of street racing violators as ineffective.
But that doesn't take effect until 2025. Why? Why do we have to wait 2 more years?
Hatami also feels local governments need to step up the pressure. They have the ability to do so.
Why can't the city council, why can't the board of supervisors implement an ordinance? Why can't we pass a law in Sacramento that says if you organize a street takeover through social media, You could be held accountable if we have the evidence.
Sheriff's officials are also planning a social media campaign advising car buffs to take the burnouts and the racing to private facilities. The cost, about $20 rather than $1,000 if you're caught speed racing. Pete Demetrio, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Federal appeals court is allowing the Justice Department to resume its examination of classified documents seized from Mar-a-Lago. CBS's Stephen Portnoy says the panels from the 11th Circuit Court and 2 of the judges were nominated by former President Trump.
The appeals court panels of the Justice Department proceed with its criminal probe into the handling of roughly 100 documents marked classified. Those documents should not
ここに来るまで忙しかったんですけどね。
whether they're either Trump's personal belongings
バーバンクのスタジオから収録明けのお客さんっていうやつをね、連れて行く仕事があったんですけど。
President Trump claimed during an interview on Fox that if you're the President of the United States, you can declassify material by thinking about it.
そうそう。やっと車止めたからね、返事しようと思ってたのから。
Oldest children over the financial dealings of their real estate empire. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleiman says although the lawsuit by New York Attorney General Letitia James is a civil case, it could also contribute to future criminal prosecutions.
She is giving referrals to the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney's Office. She has given a referral to the IRS. And all of this material is out there for other prosecutors to grab onto. She is looking at what she can do to stop Donald Trump, his family, and 2 other people who work with him. She's stopping them from working. It's like the death knell of the Trump organization.
The former president has denounced the lawsuit as a witch hunt, and a Trump Organization source tells CBS News the company will soon file a motion to try to have it dismissed.
Greg Lee, a key member of John Wooden's UCLA basketball team during its glory days of the early 1970s, has died. Lee was a starting guard for the undefeated 1972 and 73 national champions, playing alongside Bill Walton and Jamal Wilkes. His senior year in 74 saw the Bruins' record 88-game win streak and 7-year national title streak come to an end. Lee went on to play for the Portland Trail Blazers, reuniting with Walton, and spent a few professional seasons in Europe. He was also a champion beach volleyball player. The Reseda native died at a San Diego hospital from an infection related to an immune disorder. Greg Lee was 70.
We're checking those rough drives again at 6:45, including an update of a crash on the 5 in Tustin at 6:40.
Odyssey's 9th annual We Can Survive. Celebrating the power of music to bring people together, strengthening mental health. Hollywood Gold, starring Alanis Morissette. Halsey. Weezer. One Republic. Garbage. And more. Odyssey's 9th annual We Can Survive supports the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Tickets on sale now at WeCanSurvive.com. Alanis Morissette, Halsey, Weezer, One Republic, Garbage, and more. Odyssey's 9th annual We Can Survive.
Welcome to Williams Ranch, the Santa Clarita Valley's newest master plan community, where 1- and 2-story homes feature RV garages, multi-gen suites, and beautiful views. Join us for the model home grand opening September 24th and 25th for tours, food, and fun. Learn more at WilliamsRanch.com.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with a free app from Upside. Reclaim your earned cash to transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or gift card. Upside users have already earned over $250 million. Download the free Upside app for cash back on every gallon of gas from Rocket Stores and other gas stations in your area. Use promo code UP49 for an extra 25 cents back in your first fill-up. That's promo code UP49. For an extra 25 cents back in your first fill-up at Rocket Stores and other gas stations in your area. That's promo code UP49.
Are you tired of loose and painful teeth? Have you ever thought about just replacing all of your teeth? At Dental Implants GPS, a team of board-certified oral and facial surgeons will guide you to a new smile in just one day.
Oh my God.
GPS Full Smile Solution is a permanent will be custom designed to fit to your face and lifestyle and look and function just like regular teeth. You won't need to remove them from your mouth overnight. You won't need adhesive to keep them in place. Rediscover your life with the GPS Full Smile Solution. Connect with loved ones, eat freely, and smile confidently again. Replace your teeth and restore your self-confidence in one day at Dental Implants GPS. Now servicing both Riverside and Orange County. Receive a complimentary consultation and CT scan when you call 800-952-4200. 800-952-4200. 800-952-4200.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Granger gets you, and we care for you, and all the ones get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Man, I slept.
New ZzzQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
Breaking local news, now on 97.1 FM.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Everything you need, every time you listen.
Good evening, I'm Brian Ping.
And I'm Karen Adams. Coming up on KNX News, 97.1 FM.
SoCal Edison now getting ready for the Santa Ana winds, trimming neighbors' trees for free. I'm Emily Valdez.
The LA Unified School District will soon have Narcan at every school.
We'll have these stories coming up in the next 15 minutes. 6:45 now. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5, sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. And here is Brian Douglas.
Looks like our crash on the 5 South as you come up to the 55. Looks like that's clearing out of your carpool lane. And you still have a backup that extends almost to the crush. Not quite, but almost. Northbound side, that backup's getting a little tinier, but still slow from Culver Drive up into Anaheim towards Ball Road. 57. Well, your backup's shrinking as well, although it doesn't really matter if you're in this backup, which begins right after Yorba Linda Boulevard. Tough as you make your way up to the 60 freeway. Our 710's okay, just a little slow as you make your way up that 5 down to about Florence, and then you're looking pretty good. Northbound out of Long Beach looking fantastic. Northbound side a little slow past Rosecrans over the 105 interchange. And some more slow as you come up to the 5 freeway there. All right, Hollywood Freeway, you're pretty tough out of downtown. You usually have a spot where you can actually do full speed. I don't think you do, really, out of downtown. Northbound all the way into the valley, you've got some slowing. Your southbound side, that's slow as well, coming through the Cahuenga Pass. And, of course, a lot of that has to do with the Highland exit backing up to the freeway as folks head into Hollywood. Up ahead at Hollywood Boulevard, things really slow as you make your way into the downtown area. The Steve Miller Band's coming to the Yamava Theater October 3rd. Tickets are on sale now at the box office or at YamavaTheater.com. Don't miss a special evening with the Steve Miller Band live at the Yamava Theater. Next report's 6:55 from the ToyotaGlendora.com Traffic Center. KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Look for warmer temperatures on this first day of fall. Highs this afternoon will reach 90s in the valleys. Lots of sunshine across downtown Los Angeles with a high of 84 degrees. We will feel upper 70s at the coastline. The warming trend continues this weekend with peak heat expected Monday and Tuesday of next week. We are talking 90s across Los Angeles and Orange County with triple-digit heat inland. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecasts. I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Alex Biston for KNX News 97.1 FM.
Van Nuys is 86 right now. Santa Ana 79.
It's 6:47. California has been relatively lucky in 2022 when it comes to wildfires, but we're approaching the most dangerous time of year. October, November, December historically have been destructive and deadly months for wildfires. Here in Southern California, that's when we experience the Woolsey and Thomas fires, the Old Fire, the Cedar Fire. CAL FIRE Captain Richard Cordova says fires now move faster and can be dangerously unpredictable. He says too many people are working off old notions of how fires behave.
If they were involved in a fire maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and a fire came to this area and we were fine, we stayed at our home, no big deal.
Now, as we've unfortunately repeatedly seen, it's too easy for people to get trapped.
Fires just moving so much quicker, moving like a freight train, and you really don't have time to get out.
Even though the number of acres and homes burned is down this year, it has been exhausting and stressful for fire crews stretched thin, as they know the worst could be yet to come when the Santa Anas blow over tinder dry brush. Vicki Moore, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Time to trim those trees before the Santa Ana winds hit, but let the pros handle the ones near power lines.
Right now, SCE inspectors are walking and driving through neighborhoods in LA and Riverside counties looking for trees, especially palms, too close to live power lines.
27% of SCE service area is in high fire risk areas, so we take these inspections very seriously. We know that Southern Californians love their palms, but they are a fast-growing species that cause frequent power outages. They also require up to 4 trims annually compared to other types of vegetation that only need pruning once a year to maintain a safe distance from power lines.
SCE spokesperson Reggie Kumar tells KNX they do this with firefighters.
The inspections and the work that needs to be done is at no cost to the customer.
Inspectors start working on trees in Orange and San Bernardino counties next month. Emily Valdez, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Another heat wave is in the forecast, and parents in Long Beach are pushing the school board to deal with overheated classrooms. At an emotional school board meeting, teachers talked about...
So
To that right, I believe that right lane may be partially blocked. Heads up for that. 5 south at Los Feliz, getting word of a crash here as well on that side of the freeway and in Orange County. Things are improving, but that 91 is still really tough now. The main line loads up even before you get to the scales. Heavy through the 241. 241 right from the tolls on down. You got yourself a crawl there. Next report's on the way. 7:05 from the ToyotaSundora.com Traffic Center. KNX News 97.1 FM.
Lows tonight, 50s and 60s. And then for tomorrow, our warming trend really takes hold. Highs in the 80s to around 90 degrees. Valleys in the mid-90s. Then we return to triple digits in the warmest valley spots on Saturday. In fact, valleys are going to be at 100 or higher in those warmest spots all the way until late next week. Downtown, the LA Civic Center currently looking at 77 degrees.
The man seen on a viral video abusing a dog in Orange County surrenders to police. We'll have more at the top of the hour after CBS News at 6:57.
Hi, this is Dennis of Dennis Buys Classic Cars and Trucks. If you have a classic car from the 50s, 60s, or early 70s, we want to buy it. For nearly 20 years, we are LA's top buyer of classic cars. Don't deal with the hassle and the risk of selling it privately. We'll make it safe, quick, and easy. Call me now. 833, the number 3, old car, or just Google Dennis Buys Cars. That's 833, the number 3, old car, or Google Dennis Buys Cars. That's 833, the number 3.
Business to help her team buy 327 headsets. Now Bob can keep his conversations to himself.
Wait, am I still on speakerphone?
With business buying easier than before, Jill now uses her extra time to focus on growing something big. Buy smarter, dream bigger. Visit Amazon Business, your partner for smart business buying. Hang it up, Bob.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-530-0823. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-530-0823. That's 800-530-0823. Again, 800-530-0823.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome,
Hi,
shortness of
Thomas.
breath, stomach issues, lower back pain.
いやこれがねちょっとね岩瀬さんなんですけど、とりあえずちょっと行ってきますね。片っ端から合格。何でももう取れるもん何でも取っちゃうんですよ。間開かなきゃいいってぐらいでもうねガツガツ行きましょう。大きいも小さいも小さいのばっかりだけどそれじゃあ行きますね。